Pen pals, I saw Fantastic Four the weekend that it came out. Let's talk about it. Shannan E. Johnson, CEO of The Professional Pen, where we develop screenwriters from idea to pitch. Need help on your screenplay? Go to www.theprofessionalpen.com. Now that's how you make a mother movie. Marvel, where have you been? We've been looking for you, Marvel. Welcome back. Welcome back to the conversation. I don't know what you've been doing since Endgame, which is just decently hard to top. Let's just have a moment for that. But I don't know where you've been since Endgame, but this is where you need to be. First of all, 1 hour and 55 minutes. Can we talk about telling a full story under 2 hours? Please and thank you to all of the filmmakers. Under 2 hours. There are 4 writers on this script. Josh Friedman, Eric Pearson, Jeff Kaplan, and Ian Springer. Thank you. Appreciate it. I don't care that it took 4 people. For those of you who have been in the industry long, you understand that there are always extra writers that are coming on to do rewrites, possibly do polishes, possibly do passes for particular things like action or emotional storylines or whatever it is. Some of these people may be teams. Some of these people may come on as the process goes on, because you got to do what you got to do to get that thing to the theater. So thank you to these 4 writers. Much appreciated. Now let's talk about what they did well. And I'm going to do this without giving away any spoilers. But just in case, spoiler alert. The biggest thing is that we are back to grounded tones. And that can be hard to do when you're living in an unrealistic world, right? We don't have superpowers. So as soon as you add something like that to your story, it has a way of becoming hard to believe, which means you're asking your audience to suspend their disbelief. So if you can make everything else around those superpowers feel natural, grounded, and real, then you get a more dramatic tone that people can emotionally identify with. And I think that's what was happening in that first, second, third, however many series of Marvel that we've gone through that got us up to Endgame. Because by the time we got to Endgame, we were in a drama, not an action superhero movie made for kids. We were in a drama, okay? We were in there in tears behind superheroes. And that's what Marvel has always done well. So what I have been seeing on like Disney Plus feels far more family, far more possibly Gen Alpha. I don't even know if it feels Gen Z. It feels like it's not made for me, which is totally fine. You can make content for whoever you want to make content for. But Endgame and that series of Marvel movies made me feel like you were making movies for me, meaning at least people who are 30 and up who are going to really understand the themes that are happening in the movies. But fine, Disney Plus is going to take that tone and lift it. And now a lot of this stuff doesn't feel believable and it feels kind of kitschy. And now we're going for the joke all the time. And it's like, yo, I'm trying to feel something and I can't because y'all are keeping it up here. And I need you to think it down here. So that's number 1. Number 2, a part of making that tone was making us emotionally invest in these characters. And we do. Okay? We like them, period. Which means I don't care what story is going on. Yes, I do. But just go with me. I don't care what story is going on. I like them. I didn't know how Pedro Pascal would show up as a superhero, but he just shows up as a regular guy with flaws. That's the note. The way that you make a superhero relatable is that you don't make them perfect. Captain Marvel, right? We like him because he's a regular guy with flaws who has a woman who he loves, and she too is a genius, and they hold each other accountable while also working together, not only for their family, but for the team. They also have Cousin. He brings a more vulnerable feeling to his character of Ben. Ben is less insecure and more confident until, of course, he has to deal with a woman, but it doesn't feel like his lack of confidence is coming from looking how he looks. It feels like it's coming from any kind of fear of rejection, like any man may go through. And so he feels very relatable for that. And now, our youngest character, the Human Torch, played by Joseph Quinn. I'm going to tell you why I like him. I like him for the same reason I like Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man. He feels boyish and a little immature, but in a lovable way. He's giving little brother versus any other time we've seen the Human Torch has been all ego, all attitude. You know what I'm saying? But this guy, he also cares. He's just a little immature, and he's definitely giving nagging little brother, but not in a way that he annoys me, in a way that I can find charming, especially because he has some redeemable qualities. We like him. That's the key to writing any kind of characters. If you can get us to like or relate to them, then you've got something good. The storytelling is great. The storyline is decent. All the structural points are there. You kind of know where you're going, when you're going. If you know anything about screenplay structure, you can see that we are hitting those beats, which is great. Now, because I watch a lot of movies and television, and because I have seen so many different kinds of superhero movies, there are some parts of the film that I find predictable, but not in a bad way. It's predictable because it's a part of the trope or the genre rules, right? Like you kind of know, and again, I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but you kind of know what some things are going to be or how they're going to get out of some of their issues or what's going to cause an issue in the first place, if you just understand storytelling. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the fact that I already knew what was going to happen. Because since I like those characters and I'm loving this tone and everything is structurally sound, I'm going with it and I have a pleasant response of, yeah, that's how it should have been versus, what? Why did you do that? Now, there's also the option of, oh, wow, I didn't see that coming. That's not the experience I had, but I still watched it and enjoyed where it went. And now I'm ready to see these 4 on my screen again. Did you see it? How did you feel about it? Drop down in the comments. And until next time, happy writing. And that's it. Want more content? Like, subscribe, and for notifications. Get notes on your script that get you unstuck at www.theprofessionalpen.com. I'm out.